मजबूत करेगा। यहां जो प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ उसमें भी विस्तार से ये बताया गया कि कितने दिनों से प्रयास चल रहे हैं, क्या क्या चल रहे हैं, अब कहां पहुंचे हैं और किस मजबूती से हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। साथियों, इस बारे में बीते दिनों में मेरी सभी राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्रियों से भी लंबी बात हुई थी। टीकाकरण को लेकर राज्य सरकारों के अनेक सुझाव भी मिले थे। कुछ दिन पहले मेरी मेड इन इंडिया वैक्सीन बनाने का जो प्रयास कर रही वैज्ञानिक टीमें हैं, काफी देर तक उनसे बहुत ही सार्थक मेरी बातचीत हुई है। वैज्ञानिकों से भी मिलने का मौका मिला है और भारत के वैज्ञानिक अपनी सफलता को लेकर बहुत ही आश्वस्त हैं। उनका कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बहुत ही मजबूत है जी। अभी अन्य देशों की कई वैक्सीनों के नाम बाजार में हम सब सुन रहे हैं, लेकिन फिर भी दुनिया की नजर कम कीमत वाली सबसे सुरक्षित वैक्सीन पर है और इस वजह से स्वाभाविक है पूरी दुनिया की नजर भारत पर भी है। अहमदाबाद, पुणे और हैदराबाद जाकर मैंने ये भी देखा है कि वैक्सीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को लेकर देश की तैयारियां कैसी हैं। हमारे भारतीय मैन्युफैक्चरर्स, आईसीएमआर, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी और ग्लोबल इंडस्ट्री के अन्य दिग्गजों के बहुत ही संपर्क में रह करके तालमेल के साथ काम कर रहे हैं। आप एक तरह से मानकर चलिए कि सभी कमर कस के तैयार बैठे हैं। करीब करीब 8 ऐसी संभावित वैक्सीन है जो ट्रायल के अलग अलग चरण में और जिनकी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग भारत में ही होनी है। जैसा यहां चर्चा में भी बात आई, भारत की अपनी 3 अलग अलग वैक्सीन का ट्रायल अलग अलग चरणों में है। एक्सपर्ट्स ये मानकर चल रहे हैं कि अब कोरोना की वैक्सीन के लिए बहुत ज्यादा इंतजार नहीं करना पड़ेगा। माना जा रहा है कि अगले कुछ हफ्तों में कोरोना की वैक्सीन तैयार हो जाएगी। जैसे ही वैज्ञानिकों की हरी झंडी मिलेगी, भारत में टीकाकरण अभियान शुरू कर दिया जाएगा। टीकाकरण के पहले चरण में किसे वैक्सीन लगेगी, इसे लेकर भी केंद्र सरकार राज्य सरकारों से मिले सुझावों के आधार पर काम कर रही है। इसमें प्राथमिकता कोरोना के मरीजों के इलाज में जुटे हेल्थ केयर वर्कर्स, फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स और जो पहले से गंभीर बीमारियों से जूझ रहे हैं वैसे बुजुर्ग लोगों को दी जाएगी। साथियों, वैक्सीन के डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को लेकर भी केंद्र और राज्य सरकार की टीमें मिलकर के काम कर रही हैं। भारत के पास वैक्सीन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एक्सपर्टाइज और कैपेसिटी भी है। दुनिया के अन्य देशों के मुकाबले इस क्षेत्र में हम बहुत बेहतर हैं। हमारे पास टीकाकरण के लिए दुनिया का बहुत बड़ा और अनुभवी नेटवर्क भी मौजूद है। इसका पूरा लाभ उठाया जाएगा। जो कुछ अतिरिक्त कोल्ड चेन इक्विपमेंट, अन्य लॉजिस्टिक की जरूरत पड़ेगी, राज्य सरकारों की मदद से उसका भी आकलन हो रहा है। कोल्ड चेन को और मजबूत करने के लिए भी साथ ही साथ अनेक नए प्रकल्प भी चल रहे हैं। कई और नए प्रयास भी चल रहे हैं। भारत ने एक विशेष सॉफ्टवेयर भी बनाया है, कोविन, जिसमें कोरोना वैक्सीन के लाभार्थी वैक्सीन के उपलब्ध स्टॉक और स्टोरेज से जुड़ी रियल टाइम इंफॉर्मेशन रहेगी। भारत में कोरोना वैक्सीन की रिसर्च से जुड़े दायित्व के लिए विशेष टास्क फोर्स का गठन किया गया था और वैक्सीन से जुड़े अभियान का दायित्व नेशनल एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप को दिया गया है। इसमें टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, केंद्र सरकार के संबंधित मंत्रालयों और विभागों के अधिकारी हैं, प्रत्येक जोन के हिसाब से राज्य सरकारों के भी प्रतिनिधि हैं। ये नेशनल एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप राज्य सरकारों के साथ मिलकर के काम कर रहा है। राष्ट्रीय और स्थानीय हर जरूरत के मुताबिक फैसले नेशनल एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप द्वारा सामूहिक तौर पर लिए जाएंगे। साथियों, वैक्सीन की कीमत कितनी होगी, इसे लेकर भी सवाल स्वाभाविक है। केंद्र सरकार इस बारे में राज्य सरकारों के साथ बात कर रही है। वैक्सीन की कीमत को लेकर फैसला जन स्वास्थ्य को सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता देते हुए किया जाएगा और राज्य सरकारों की इसमें पूरी सहभागिता होगी। साथियों, एक राष्ट्र के रूप में भारत ने जो फैसले लिए, जिस प्रकार भारत ने तेजी से वैज्ञानिक तरीकों को अपनाया, उसका परिणाम आज दिख रहा है। भारत आज उन देशों में है जहां पर प्रतिदिन टेस्टिंग बहुत ज्यादा हो रही है। भारत आज उन देशों में है जहां पर रिकवरी रेट भी बहुत ज्यादा है। भारत उन देशों में भी शामिल है जहां पर कोरोना की वजह से होने वाली मृत्यु दर इतनी कम है। भारत ने जिस तरह कोरोना के खिलाफ लड़ाई को लड़ा है, वो प्रत्येक देशवासी की अदम्य इच्छा शक्ति को दिखाता है। विकसित देशों, अच्छे मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वाले देशों की तुलना में भी भारत ने इस लड़ाई को कहीं बेहतर तरीके से लड़ा है और अपने ज्यादा से ज्यादा नागरिकों की जान बचाई है। हम भारतीयों का संयम, हम भारतीयों का साहस, हम भारतीयों का सामर्थ्य इस पूरी लड़ाई के दौरान अतुलनीय रहा है, अभूतपूर्व रहा है। हमने सिर्फ अपने ही नागरिकों की चिंता नहीं की, बल्कि हमारे देशों के नागरिकों को भी बचाने का हर प्रयास, अन्य देशों के साथ का मदद करने का भी काम, हर संभव प्रयास किया गया। साथियों, फरवरी मार्च की आशंकाओं भरे, डर भरे माहौल से लेकर आज दिसंबर के विश्वास और उम्मीदों भरे वातावरण के बीच भारत ने बहुत लंबी यात्रा तय की है। अब जब हम वैक्सीन के मुहाने पर खड़े हैं, तो वही जन भागीदारी, वही साइंटिफिक अप्रोच, वही सहयोग आगे भी बहुत जरूरी है। आप सभी अनुभवी साथियों के सुझाव भी समय समय पर भी इसमें प्रभावी भूमिका निभाएंगे। आप सभी जानते हैं कि जब भी इतना व्यापक टीकाकरण अभियान चलता है, तो अनेक प्रकार की अफवाहें भी समाज में फैलाई जाती हैं। ये अफवाहें जनहित और राष्ट्रहित दोनों के विरुद्ध होती हैं। इसलिए हम सभी दलों का ये दायित्व है कि देश के नागरिकों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा जागरूक करें, उन्हें किसी भी अफवाह में बचाएं। इसके साथ ही हम जानते हैं दुनिया में जिस प्रकार से कर्व बदल रहा है, और चित्र कहां से कहां जाएगा कोई कह नहीं सकता है। और ऐसे में हमारे जो प्रूवन रास्ते हैं, प्रूवन हथियार है, उसको हमने कभी भी छोड़ना नहीं है। और इसलिए 2 गज की दूरी और मास्क के प्रति भी हम लोगों को लगातार सतर्क करते रहना है। देश ने अब तक जो प्राप्त किया है, किसी भी तरह की लापरवाही उसे नुकसान पहुंचा सकती है। मैं सभी राजनीतिक दलों के महानुभावों से आग्रह करूंगा, हर एक को आज बोलने का अवसर नहीं मिला है, लेकिन मेरी प्रार्थना है कि आप लिखित भेजिए। आपके सुझाव बहुत काम आएंगे, आपके सुझावों को गंभीरता से लिया जाएगा और योजना में वो भी बहुत पूरक होंगे। इन सभी आग्रह के साथ मैं आज आप सभी का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आपने समय निकाला, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
तो आप देख रहे थे प्रधानमंत्री का संबोधन ऑल पार्टी।
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi there talking about the all-party meeting on the vaccine distribution and the concerns around the availability of vaccine. He talks about strengthening the cold chain that we have currently. He talks about how a special task force has been continuously working towards curbing the infection, and he also gives out information about the national expert group that is looking currently at the issue of vaccine distribution. My colleague Avni Raja joining me on the phone line. So Avni, in a way, the Prime Minister has addressed the FAQs, the frequently asked questions about the availability of the vaccine, the cost of the vaccine. He even went on to address how the cold chain facilities will be ramped up, talking about how India is on firm footing in its war against COVID-19.
Yes, absolutely, Afrida. And this is really something that every single person perhaps is interested right now in as far as the vaccine is concerned, when it's going to come, how it's going to be distributed, all of those questions on all of our minds, in fact. So Prime Minister there talking about, answering at least some of the questions. He did point out that there are 8 vaccines which are in the various stages of trials and which are being manufactured in India. The scientists have said that are of the view that the vaccine will be ready in the next few weeks. And once the vaccine is ready, the vaccination will then be done on an immediate basis. They're still working out who will get vaccinated first. Several of the states have sent in their own suggestions, but largely in line with what we are seeing around the world as well. The frontline workers, senior citizens, those with comorbidities are the ones who will be given the vaccine first. And that is, in fact, also people being trained to go ahead, to become the vaccinators. So these are some of the important points the Prime Minister has addressed. Afrida.
Yes. Yes, and Avni, let's also remind all those who are watching us right now that the Prime Minister ended it with a word of caution saying, please do not abandon the mask and maintain social distancing. This is not the time to sort of, take in this news and decide to throw caution to the winds. He has urged all citizens to continue with those COVID protocols, even as he was talking about how there are at least 3 Indian vaccines in the race in various stages of trial.
Yes, absolutely, Afrida. And like you pointed out, the most important thing right now is not to sort of stop adhering to the COVID norms. That is going to be extremely crucial for this phase of where we are in the fight against COVID. Because remember, even once the vaccine is ready, it's not as if everybody is going to get it immediately. It's going to take a while before, the vaccination is done for the critical mass of people. So it is going to be a phase-wise process. And in the meantime, it is important that the rest of us do continue to ensure and maintain that the COVID norms are adhered to. That will be very important. And just a quick word on the cost of the vaccine, which Prime Minister also pointed out. He said that once again, the center and the states are in discussion regarding the costs, and that cost of the vaccine will be finalized after consulting with all the states. So that is also something that obviously our questions are being raised right now, and we're still to get an understanding of how much the vaccine will cost in India. Afrida.
Yes. Right, Avni, and if I understood it correctly, there was also a lot of emphasis on public participation and suggestions and inputs from the states. A lot of this will have to be done with active cooperation at the state level as well. Is that something you felt the Prime Minister underlined quite a lot in this?
Yes, absolutely. And that is going to be imperative because at the end of the day, it is the state governments which will have to do the administration of the vaccine, which will have to hold the vaccination drives as and when, we get to those stages. So it's very important that all the states have the proper facilities, the probably vaccination centers would at some point would have to be set up, people who are trained to give the vaccine because this is going to be a different process. Some of the vaccines have 2 doses. So there's a lot of, training that would be required for people who have become vaccinators, as they are called. So that entire process will also have to be done. So this entire thing would have to be done with proper consultation between the center and the states in, ensuring that the process is smooth and done properly.
Yes. Yes, and at the same time, there are also reports about how India has already ordered the vaccines from at least 3 different companies to cover around 1.6 billion doses. And so that should cover half the population going by, whether if it is a double dose vaccine. But we are yet to get confirmation on that. What the Prime Minister, however, made very clear is that there are at least 8 possible vaccines right now that India is looking at, and 3 of them are indigenously developed. They're all in their final stages of trial. So the Prime Minister is hopeful that within the next few weeks, we will also have a formal announcement on the availability of the vaccine. So there is a lot of hope there. What the Prime Minister insisted, however, is that in terms of drawing up a priority list, one thing is clear, that the healthcare workers and the frontline workers will be given the top priority, followed by those who are critically ill. So those who were asking this question on who gets it first, that is one point that is being made continuously by several people who are looking at the issue of vaccine distribution. In terms of the cold chain strengthening, the Prime Minister said the states will have to take bulk of the responsibility in terms of the equipment and logistics. So that's what Avni was also mentioning, that this is going to be a collaborative effort between the center and the states. When it comes to vaccine distribution, the states will also have to actively participate in it. The PM said that there is already an existing network for vaccination programs because this is a large country and we've already run several mass vaccination programs over the years. So that network already exists. Certain logistic already exists, which will be taken advantage of. Talking about the special task force and the national expert group. Now, this is a new announcement that we heard recently about a national expert group being formed to look at the issue of vaccine distribution. It constitutes of technical experts, central ministry representatives from the Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, also zonal representatives from various states. It comprises of health experts from various departments. So this is the group of people actually taking decisions with regard to how the vaccination program will be designed in India. Ayushman is joining me live, and Ayushman has been tracking all the updates for us in terms of the announcements coming from the government and also in terms of the implementation. So Ayushman, at this stage, the Prime Minister himself taking the opportunity of the all-party meeting to talk to the country about India's status when it comes to the vaccine. There are a lot of questions around it, especially after the announcement made by the UK on the Pfizer-BioNTech mRNA vaccine.
Yes, Afrida. In fact, that is why the Prime Minister said that it is very important to consult all the parties, because once the vaccine rollout is there, there will be numerous number of rumors. So it is the responsibility of the representatives of people to quell those rumors, and that is why these suggestions were sought from them. The overall perspective which we got from our sources in the opposition meeting was that the government was advised by the opposition that the vaccine needs to reach everyone. So the arrangement needs to be done in that way. At the same time, the affordability is something that the government should work upon. And the Prime Minister has clearly said that whatever the pricing will be decided, it will be in tandem with the consultation with the states. At the same time, the priority groups, which the Health Ministry has been talking about, the frontline workers, the elderly population, what will be the priority group? That also Prime Minister clearly said. So the overall perspective was like we saw last time when the Prime Minister was talking with the chief ministers as to how swiftly India can actually, whenever the manufacturing takes place, the anticipation is we are not very far. There is very short road to be covered now. So not
Yes.
dwelling upon the rumors, but having faith in the scientific community will be the key. But at the same time, Centre will be coordinating with the states on the vaccine, and the Prime Minister has thanked the opposition for the important inputs which they gave.
Absolutely. So the Prime Minister has answered questions on the cost of the vaccine, on who will get it first. Those two questions we often get, in fact, Ayushman. And also now we were told about how the states will also have to now pitch in with their respective logistics and distribution networks. So in that respect, Ayushman, do you think that the responsibility of the states, individual states, especially those with very high density of population, their role will be crucial as well? Okay, I'm told I have Dr. Sanjeev Bagai on the phone line joining us now. Dr. Bagai, you've always helped us understand the situation in the correct perspective, and now we are at a stage when we are looking at a vaccine and which ones are good for us. We hear reports about India already ordering 2 or 3 of the vaccines, and secondly, we are hearing that the entire population need not be covered. Where do you stand on this issue?
Yeah, so there is no single one company which can cover the entire length and breadth of the immunization requirements of a large, widespread country like India. So most probably you will require a combination of 2 or 3 or maybe more, even 4 companies to fulfill the requirement. The second important point is if someone has received a particular type, let's say brand A of a vaccine as the first dose, we have to ensure in data monitoring and surveillance that the same person receives the same make of the vaccine the second time around, because each one has a different scientific basis of manufacturing and production. To reach herd immunity of approximately 60%, we would need to immunize at least half the Indian population. R0 factor has definitely decreased while calculating the herd immunity. Herd immunity achieving 60% goal calculated at a R0, that means an infectivity spread rate of 2. At the present moment, it's hovering around 1.3, 1.4. So most probably we'll require about 40-45% of the Indian population to be immunized. It will be done in phases. It will be done in regional-wise, in state-wise, and prioritization-wise as to who are the high-risk individuals, like doctors, intensivists, ICU care workers, support staff in hospitals, the paramedics, the nursing staff, the frontline workers like police, the elderly beyond the age of 65, 70, the people with comorbidities. So it's going to be a tough task. It's a doable task because India already has a huge track record on setting up immunization protocols, and the tram tracks, so to say, are already laid. India runs the largest election campaign, so we already took the population even in remote areas. And very important is 2 points in the end. One is to maintain the cold chain, even though we are using mainly the Serum Institute vaccine, which is stored at 2 to 8 degrees, which is the normal refrigeration temperature. But the local logistics will require fine-tuning to maintain that. And the second is post-launch of the vaccine, we will continue to monitor the patients being immunized so that we can see what kind of immunogenicity response is there, so that we can then know how long the vaccine has a durability as duration of immunity. So does the vaccine is lasting good for 6 months or 9 months or indeed up to 12 months? Do we need a repeat booster dose next year again? So these questions will unfold as time goes on. But I think the expert committee which is in place with the Indian government has perhaps one of the finest heads in India, the finest intellect in India. And I'm sure we will be able to roll it out systematically in a scientific manner. Although having said that, it will take upwards of 12 to 24 months to achieve pan-India coverage.
12 to 24 months for a pan-India coverage, Dr. Bagai. That would mean it would be perhaps close to 2022 that we are looking at if we are thinking of covering the entire population in terms of what you said, that it's not like each and every person will be vaccinated. But do you agree with what the Prime Minister said, that we have the experience and expertise in this since we already have an existing network for immunization and there have been many mass vaccination programs in India?
That is true, because although the immunization program in India is largely centered around the pediatric age group, which is 0 to 18 and mainly under the age group of 10. So the slight difference will be we are largely now going to be immunizing the adult population and the pediatric population. But a lot of the wheels will not be reinvented because we already have the format and the blueprints in place. And we also have the election campaign details of how a large population is reached out to and monitored as far as the records are concerned. So we'll have to rely a lot on technology, on digital technology for data assimilation, for data monitoring, for continuous surveillance of the people who've been vaccinated. But the more important thing is, in our DNA and our mantra of survival all through 2021, at least, should be a mask.
All right, that is important. There is no need to lower the guard yet. We cannot throw caution to the winds. We continue to follow COVID protocols, even as now, of course, our hopes are high that very soon we will have a vaccine rollout. As the Prime Minister said, it could just take a couple of weeks more and the wait will not be too long. Dr. Sanjeev Bagga, I appreciate your joining us today. My colleague Tanima is standing by to give us more information and clarity on all that has come in today. There's a lot of information, Tanima, that we have received today. We need to put it in order for our viewers to get a clear understanding. Over to you.
That's right, Afrida. As you mentioned, that the Prime Minister has very clearly over there talked about the fact that there's been one of the COVID review, the vaccine review meets that he held today with all the parties who were present over there, and also talked about what could be the plan or the stages of rollout for this COVID vaccine once it comes through. Very importantly, he also said that there are 8 vaccines at least which are in different stages of either development or trials which are taking place in the country. Let's take our viewers through what exactly is the status of some of these key vaccines which are being developed and clinical or human trials are being conducted in the country. If you look at first at the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine, it's being developed in partnership with the Serum Institute. This, of course, is the one which is globally known as the Oxford vaccine. So that also, there are trials going on in the country. Currently, it's in phase 3 of clinical trial, and as we know that the Prime Minister also visited the centre very recently in Pune in order to take a stock of the situation personally. Let's also look at the other vaccines which are under development. Covaxin, which is being developed by Bharat Biotech in collaboration with ICMR. This is, of course, being done in Hyderabad, and it's currently under phase 3 of clinical trials. So this is also another vaccine which is under process of development. If you look at other vaccines also, ZyCoV-D vaccine, this is the one developed by Zydus Cadila. This is being done in Ahmedabad by Zydus, and they have completed phase 2 clinical trials and applied for phase 3 trial. So this is also heading towards the final stage of trial in the country. So these are some of the vaccines which we know which are being developed. Of course, also we know Russian vaccine, Sputnik 5, which is also being, in a way, Dr. Reddy's lab in Hyderabad has also got permission to conduct trials of Sputnik V vaccine. So that is also started. So there are several vaccines which are undergoing different stages of trial at the moment in the country. The Prime Minister there being very confident that he has, of course, taken stock of the situation. He visited several of these COVID vaccine centers, as we know, last weekend. And today he's also made that announcement that scientists have told him within the next few weeks, India could very well be having that COVID vaccine. Now, of course, the next stage and very important question being as to how the vaccine rollout is going to be planned with all the states.
Absolutely. Tanima, thanks for giving us that clarity. And like you said, this is going to be an extremely crucial stage. The Prime Minister reiterated that a scientific approach will be followed. So we are just now waiting for the regulatory approvals to be completed before a rollout is announced. We'll take a short break. News and updates continue on the other side.